Give thanks to the Most High, the Maker, the Possessor of everything. Give thanks for all that are here today. Thanks for all those that are online. Shabbat Shalom. So I will start with Psalms 92, a psalm, a poem for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks to Yahweh and to sing praise to thy name, O Most High, to relate thy steadfast love in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon the harp, to the melody of the lyre, for thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man does not know, nor does a fool understand this. When the wicked spring like grass, and when all the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thy enemies, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a wild ox. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye has seen the downfall of my enemies, and my ears have heard the doom of the wicked who rise against me. The righteous man flourishes like the palm tree. He grows like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that are planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Elohim. They still bring forth fruit in old age. They are fat and flourishing to declare that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. Now I'm turning to Psalms 125. They who trust in Yahweh shall be like Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abides forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so Yahweh is round about his people from henceforth and forever. For the scepter of wickedness shall not rest upon the share allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands to do wrong. Do good, O Yahweh, to those who are good and to those who are upright in their hearts. As for such as turn aside to their crooked ways, Yahweh shall lead them away with the workers of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel. Hallelujah. We will now turn to Deuteronomy 6:4. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, Ahavita et Yahweh Elohika, Bikal Livavka, Uvikal Nefeshka, Uvikal Modeka. Hear, Yisrael, Yahweh Elohika, Yahweh is one, and thou shalt love Yahweh Elohika with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently to thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy arm, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes, and thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be when Yahweh Elohika shall bring thee to the land of which he swore to thy fathers, Abraham, to Yitzchak and Yaakov, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou didst not build, and houses full of all good things which thou didst not fill, and hewn out wells which thou didst not dig, vineyards and olive trees which thou didst not plant. When thou shalt eat and be replete, beware lest thou forget Yahweh, who brought thee out of the land of Mizraim from the house of bondage. Hallelujah. I will now go to Psalms. Sorry. Exodus 31:12. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily you shall keep my Shabbats, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am Yahweh, who sanctify you. You shall keep the Shabbat therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that profaneth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day is a Shabbat of solemn rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Shabbat day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat, to observe the Shabbat throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, Yahweh finished his work which he had made, and blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because that in it he rested from all his work which Elohim in creating had made. Hallelujah. Please repeat after me. If thou turn away thy foot because of the Shabbat, from pursuing thy business on my holy day, and call the Shabbat a delight, and the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shall honor it, not doing thy wanted ways, nor pursuing thy business, nor speaking thereof, then thou shalt delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will make thee to ride upon the high places of the earth. And I will feed thee with the heritage of Yaakov thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. Hallelujah. So I'm very thankful to be here today. Um, just to reiterate some things that I just read, because it just stuck out to me, because it pertains to the teachings or the lesson I'm doing today. So where we just read, it called the Shabbat a delight, and it's definitely a delight. I don't feel like it's something that's so hard to do, uh, and it's joyous. So I'm very thankful for the Shabbat days, for us to gather together and to congregate. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And another thing was in Deuteronomy 6:4. Diligently teaching thy children uh, the laws, statutes, and commandments. It's just so necessary. Recently, I heard someone say that an emotion sticks with you for only 90 seconds. So when you get angry and you're upset, you can really let that go in about 90 seconds, as long as you keep your mind from that thought that brings on that emotion. Um, so when you're diligently teaching, and it says here, you teach your children and shall talk of them when thou sittest down, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, when thou risest up. At all times, when you enter, you leave, Yahweh is always on your mind, and that repetition will keep you focused. And that repetition is just so necessary. So I would like to start. I'm going to start in the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 5. And before I continue, I would like to once again thank Yahweh for the opportunity that he has preserved my life and my family's life. I would like to thank the Most High for blessing Chief Support for having this place here. It's a place for us to gather and to enjoy each other and to enjoy the Shabbat day, to learn. And it's so necessary, and I wish that everyone could come down and enjoy it with us also. So once again, I'm going to start in Isaiah chapter 2:5. And I have to also give thanks to my Ish, Yashar, ben Elion. Oh my bad, sorry. Yadar ben Elion. Um, for the guidance, because I don't think I would have got through this lesson in the amount of time without his help. Um, Hallelujah. So I'm at Isaiah 2 5. O house of Yaakov, come and let us walk in the light of Yahweh. For thou hast abandoned thy people, the house of Yaakov. For they are replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistine. And they please themselves in the children of strangers. Their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Their land is also full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. And the mean man is bowed down, and the great man is brought low. Forgive them not. Enter into the rock and hide in the dust, for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted on that day. Hallelujah. So I'm going to go back at 2:5, and it says, the house of Yaakov, come, let us walk in the light of Yahweh, and not in the light of anything else but the Most High Yah. Our people have abandoned the way of Yaakov, and our situation is unique. That we, were slaves that lost a lot of our history, and that collective history, that memory that you would share as a family, as a group of people, is something that strengthens people, and it's a treasure that no one should never happen to anyone. And with us losing it, many of us have taken on the ways of the nation. But this book is here as our foundation to help us achieve what was done in the past. So now I'd like to go to the book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 1. Hallelujah. Then Jehovah said to me, go yet, love a woman who is beloved by a paramour and an adulteress, according to the love of Yahweh towards the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love cakes of raisins. So I'm going to pause there. And it just reminded me of the season that people are indulging in, and that loving cakes of raisins. So I know in the West Indian culture is black cake that they soak with raisins. The raisins soak in, over time, and they make this black cake and go all out for this holiday that has nothing to do with us. I'll continue. So I brought her to me for 15 pieces of silver and for a homer of barley and a latech of barley. And I said to her, thou shalt remain as mine for many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not belong to another man. So will I also be towards thee. For the children of Israel shall remain for many days, having no king, nor prince, nor sacrifice, nor pillar, no ephod, no teraphim. Afterwards, the children of Israel shall return and seek Yahweh thy God, and David their king, and shall come trembling to Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days. Hallelujah. So there will be a time where we do return to Yahweh, um, and have a king on the throne that comes from the line of David. But for a moment, we will have no king, no prince, no sacrifice, no pillar, no ephod, or no teraphim. So the question is, what do we do? How do we live? And the answer is always given in this book. So we can go to Proverbs, I believe it's 6. Double check. Yes, Proverbs 6:6. Hallelujah. So basically, to me, this is definitely answering what to do when you do not have the direction that you would normally have. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provides her bread in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come like a marauder, and thy want for an armed man. So recently, or actually, when I used to go to meetings and they always have these icebreakers, and they ask you what animal best describes you. And to be different, I guess I will always say an ant, and I was always short. I am short, and so I would say an ant, and ants, do more than you can believe. We recently, my Ish Yadar had us watching a video, the family watching a video on ants, and it was quite amazing what the ants do. Every ant has a job, and they have to do their job. And not every ant does the same job, but without each other, they couldn't live. And I was just watching that there's even an ant that would go and eat food and store it in a part of its belly, not for itself, but for the other ants in the colony. And this is how we have to think as Yisrael. It's not just about one individual, it's about all of us collectively. Otherwise, we cannot return. We all are needed, even if it is just a remnant, that remnant has to work collectively together. So, with that, I would like to turn to Joel chapter 2, verse 15. Joel chapter 2, verse 15. Hallelujah. Blow the shofar in Zion, sanctify a fast. Call a solemn assembly, gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and those who suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth from his chamber, and the bride out of her pavilion. Let the priests, the ministers of Jehovah, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare thy people, O Jehovah, and give not thy heritage to reproach, that the nations should rule over them. Why should they say among the people, where is their God? Then Jehovah was zealous for his land and pitied his people. And Jehovah answered and said to his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and you shall be satisfied therein. And I will no more make you a reproach among the nations, but I will remove off from you the northern one, and will drive him into a barren and desolate land, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part toward the western sea. And his foulness shall come up, and his ill savor shall ascend, though he has done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for Jehovah will do great things. So here you see in the Most High's mercy, um, and it endures forever. And what I also would like to point out is in the beginning of where I started in 15, chapter 2, verse 15, it says, sanctify the congregation. And I just wanted to point that out because it doesn't say sanctify just the priests or sanctify the prophets or just the kings. It's the whole entire congregation is necessary. Assemble the elders. It says, gather the children and those who suck the breast. So even the babies are necessary. Let the bridegroom come forth from his chamber and the bride out of his pavilion. So at times, people may not want to gather. They think they have other important things to do. So even a couple who just got married, they have to gather together. They have to gather when that horn, when that shofar is blown. It is known that whatever you're doing has to cease and it's time to come together. So I will continue. I believe I stopped at 21. Sorry. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for Jehovah will do great things. Be not afraid, O beasts of the fields, for the pastures of the wilderness shall spring. For the tree bears its fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, you children of Zion, and rejoice in Yahweh Elohika, for he has given you the former rain in due measure, and he has brought down for you the rain in the first month, the former rain and the latter rain. And so that goes back to the point where I was talking about that collective memory, and knowing that the Most High restores that and gives you that, which is the former rain, um, to be as if we were Abraham and Sarah. That would be just a blessing to have the Most High so near and dear to us. So I will continue at 24, 224. And the floor shall be full of wheat, and the vat shall overflow with wine and oil, and I shall restore you the years that the locust has eaten, the hopping locust and the destroying locust and the cutting locust, my great army which I sent among you. So once again, the Most High is referencing these small little creatures, and he's saying that Most High is saying that that's his great army that does the job he requests without any backsliding, without any thinking twice about it. And just to reaffirm that statement, I'm going to go to Proverbs 30. Proverbs 30, verse 24. There are four things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their bread in the summer. The badgers are but a feeble folk, yet they make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The lizard clampers up with her hands, and she is in king's palaces. So it's important for us to understand how these creatures move. The ants are people, not strong. And in the video we were watching, it does show that an ant is able to carry weight, but nothing like in proportion to what a human being can carry. But their strength is just not in one of them. It is their collective strength that makes them strong. And they prepare their bread in the summer. It says the locusts have no king, they go yet go they forth, all of them by bands. So they know how to line up, to march out, to be organized. I don't. These are things that I believe should also be inborn within us. Once you're connected and you have acknowledged that the Most High is your power, the Most High is the maker and possessor of all things, that you become in tune, and that you begin to know what you have to do, because those outside forces are not do not have you in derision, have you going one way and another way, which is not the right way. So look into these creatures can also bring us back to how we are supposed to move as the nation of Israel. Go back to Joel. So I'm in chapter 2, 26, right? I'll go back to 25. And I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the hopping locust and the destroying locust and the cutting locust, my great army which I sent among you. And you shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of Yahweh Elohika, who has dealt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh Elohika, and there is none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So the Most High didn't say he's going to pour out his spirit on one man. He didn't say he's going to pour out his spirit on just one particular lady. He didn't say he was going to pour out his spirit on just this one ghost. The Most High said, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, or prophecy. So we all have a place within the holy kingdom. Your old men shall dream dreams. So we don't dash away our elders. We don't disrespect them because they're going to have something to say also. Your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So no one will be the least of them. We all will have a part to do. And I'm going to finish up this chapter. And I will exhibit wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming of the great and terrible day of Yahweh. And it shall come to pass that whoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there shall be those that escape, as Yahweh has said, and among the remnant, those whom Yahweh shall call. Hallelujah. So just to summarize all that I said this evening, we have to keep the Most High first and foremost. We have to meditate on the Most High day and night. That repetition is so necessary, and we can't be lazy. We can't wait for one man to do something or one woman to carry out a task. We all have to have our hand in, whatever your part may be, but we all have to pull in together. And with that oneness, when we gather together, that oneness is strength. And the Most High, Yahweh Echad, Yahweh is one, and we will be united with the Most High. During this time, there's a lot going on with the different so-called celebrations. People have gone after other gods, and it's devised, it's planned, and it's a divide and conquer kind of thing. Kingdoms, societies, when they come into play, that new ruler wants to rule. And so they get rid of a people's collective history. They destroy books, they rewrite books, they add on to books. They do all of this to change your mind and so you can follow their ways. And we have to be wise. We can't follow what one man says. We have to research it and see if it's a collective memory. Do we all share this same belief? Is it true for all of us? We definitely have to be wise, follow the Most High, and build this nation. So with that, I'll say hallelujah. So I'll say end in prayer. Hallelujah. First and foremost, I give thanks to the Most High for my life. I give thanks to the Most High for the life of my Ish. I give thanks to the Most High for my children. I give thanks to the Most High for all that we have, all that we will have. Thank the Most High for the family, the extended family that we have. We are all just one family, and may we work together to build this nation. Thanks for Chief Yashar for coming out and doing his works. Thanks for my Ish again, Chief Yadar, for his singing. The repetition, as I stated, is so necessary. Even if it's a song, that song will get planted in our heads. May the Most High protect us all. May the Most High heal. May the Most High heal those who are sick. May the Most High protect their minds, their hearts, and their bodies. May we all learn to love the Most High with all our heart, all our soul, and all our might. May our children follow in our ways. May we leave a generation that leaves another generation that leaves another generation that is still loving the Most High. Yah. Praise the Most High with all our strength. May you give strength to my sister Shaniqua. May you allow her to be relieved of all that is haunting her. May you heal the sisters whose wombs have trouble. May you help the brothers who need a little bit more strength. May you help the children gather their strength and love the Most High with all their hearts, that they obey their parents as long as their parents continue to obey the Most High. Give praises to you all day, every day, Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Amen.